I'm Louise. I'm showing you today how to make some colour spinners inspired by Rainbow's End, which is out on Baltic Square in front of Baltic by the Millennium Bridge. Rainbow's End is a culmination of a collaboration between Baltic Young Programmers, artist Zoe Allen and game designer Adam Dixon. Materials you need for your spinner are a pencil, some scissors, 2 pieces of A4 white paper, some cardboard about 21 centimetre square, so a cardboard box would be good for this, or a cereal box, a compass, or if you haven't got a compass you could use a plate or a bowl about 20 centimetres diameter. That's what that little sign means, which means the distance across the circle. Some string, about 45 centimetres of string, a ruler, and something to colour it in. So some felt pens or coloured pencils or crayons, any of those would be good. Cut out 2 pieces of paper, about A4 size, into a circle. So you can draw around something that's circular. The best thing would be to use a compass, because then you can see where the exact middle of your circle is, which is going to be useful. I've got a piece of card here which I'm going to cut out from a cardboard box, so make sure that the card's big enough for your paper circles. So I'm going to draw my circle with my compass. Make sure that pin stays where it is. There we go. Mark that centre, and I'm going to cut out both pieces of paper at the same time. Now I don't need to use the compass again. I can just draw around these circles onto my card. It's a bit easier. And I'll cut that out in a bit. First though, I'm going to do my designs. So I'm going to do 2 different ones. I'm going to think about colours mixing up together. So this one I want actually to draw some other circles that are a bit smaller. So this is easiest using the compass for the middle. I'm going to do a small one. I'm actually going to turn the paper. It's easier than turning the compass. And leave the middle where it is. Push that out a bit. And I have 3 rings. Like that. And then I'm going to use a ruler and draw some slices. So imagine if you're cutting a pizza or a pie or a cake, those kind of lines across the middle. So that's into quarters, and then I'm going to do into 8ths. So each one in half, roughly. Doesn't matter if it's not exact at all. So I'm creating these patterns so when the spinner is spinning, the colours will mix together. I'm going to colour that in with some colours that mix. So you might know that orange is made from red and yellow. I'm going to find some red and I'm going to colour in every other middle triangle. So I want the colours when they're spinning to make green. So I'm going to use blue and yellow. I might sneak another ring in actually. I'll use my compass. And do purple on this one. For the outside ring, I'm going to go through the rainbow and start with red. I wonder what colour that will make. I've got 8 colours in my circle, so I've added an extra blue. I've got red, orange, yellow, green, light blue, dark blue, indigo, violet, or near enough. Next I'm going to decorate the other circle. And on this one, I'm going to do a spiral. So I'm going to start in the middle, got my little mark here. Just go like a snail, a little bit round and round until I reach the edge. And I'm going to then start again at the beginning and do another stripe next to it. So I'm trying to keep the mark evenly spaced next to the line I already drew. There, hit the edge. And I'm just going to colour that in, that middle band, that middle stripe. I think I'm going to do red. I've got my 2 sides and now I'm going to cut out my cardboard. Next I'm going to stick my designs on the card. You can trim any little bits off after you've stuck the designs down. Next you need to make 2 holes just either side of the middle. I'm going to use some small scissors. Be really careful when you do this or ask an adult to help. I'm going to use a bit of old cardboard underneath so I don't make a hole in the table. I'm not holding on to any sharp bits of the scissors. Just going to give that a twist. Push and twist, and that should come through to the other side. Give that a wiggle to make the holes big enough so I can put some string through. I'm using some string, and you'll need about 40 centimetres of string, 30, 40, bit for luck. It's good to have something that isn't stretchy, so wool might be tricky. I'm going to thread the string through. You could use a pencil to push it through, and you need a loop. So then I'm going to thread the other end through the other hole. Again, I'm going to use my pencil to push it through. And then tie that 2 ends in a double knot. That's 2 knots, one on top of the other. Like that. So you should have a loop on either side. Now you have to kind of wind up your spinner like this to start it off. Whoop. So loosen the string and get some twizzles going. Then when you pull out, your spinner will go round and round, and it should go round the other way, so you can keep loosening and tightening. So you can see the spiral effect here to show you the colour mix side. So it's good if you thread one of your fingers through the loops and then start it off twizzling it, then watch the colours, see if you get any mix together. Can you see? Lovely. So enjoy making your spinners with some different designs to show some different colours.